everybody, and welcome back to Charleston Car Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 2005 Lexus LS430. We did a quick video last week on it, and some of y'all requested to see this vehicle more in-depthly, so that's what we're here to do. So stay with us. Again, the 2005 Lexus LS430 with 200,000+ miles on it. Let's see how the condition is held up all these years later. So, when you think about Japanese luxury, a lot of the times you think of Lexus. The big body sedan. Comfortable to drive. Comfortable just to sit inside of, even in the back or on the passenger side. And also a good looking vehicle for sure. So even though it's 13 years later, this is still a good looking vehicle. The paint is still nice and shiny, the clear coat looks great, and it even has a lot of nice features on it, like techie stuff that cars even still do have today. We're going to check them all out. The front end, though, looks beautiful. It really is, with the chrome, the Lexus logo, those big headlights, and those fogs down in the bottom. Let's go ahead and take a more in-depth look at the front, then look at the sides and the rear. So the Lexus LS430 comes with a basic set of 17-inch silver alloy wheels. Now I will say the rim is not really anything special. It's just a basic style 6-spoke wheel. But it does have the wheel locks in there, and I can see some pretty large brake calipers back there. So that tells me that this vehicle probably has a pretty decent sized engine under here. Now I'm only assuming right now, since it is called a LS430, the 430 is probably kind of standing for a 4.3 liter V8. I can only assume. I think we got a V8 under there. We're going to pop the hood next right now and take a look underneath. It's been quite some time since I've looked at one, so let's go ahead and do that. We're just going to keep the camera rolling and make our way over to the driver's side here and see what we got going on. Again, this is a condition report type video to see how the vehicle's held up over all these years, and you'll see things on the Lexus just like this here where the black has started to chip off, and there's actually a pretty polished or chrome look up under there, which actually looks kind of nice. But let's take a look under here. Again, I'm pretty sure that's a 4.3 liter V8. Could be a V6 though, I'm not exactly sure. And some of y'all are probably thinking, man, this has got to be the dumbest car reviewer not to know what the deal is. But yeah, it is a 4.3 liter VVTi, and it says here Mitsubishi belting LTD timing belt replacement. Okay, that's interesting enough. A lot of plastics under the hood. The engine does run good though to have over 200,000 miles on it. Not bad. I'm looking to see under here, 4.3 liter. There we go. So of course, like many of y'all are probably saying, yelling in your room or in your car, or wherever you're watching this video, no, Chad, it's a V8. That's right, I just did a Google search. 4.3 liter, of course, is a V8. And I kind of thought that, but for a minute there, I was like, is this a V6? Again, I'm not the motorhead type. But anyways, it is a V8. According to online, it has 320 foot-pounds of torque and 290 on the horsepower, so it's pretty fast car here. It'll get up and go. It is a big vehicle though, so I mean it needs 290 horsepower and 320 foot-pounds of torque to get this big heavy sedan up and off the highway and hauling down the road. So anyways, let's keep looking at it. Paint is in good shape. This car just got traded in last week, so it has not even been cleaned or detailed or anything like that. In most cases, older vehicles like this that get traded in at car stores, a wholesaler will come and look at it, maybe buy it, and then flip it, or we send it to an auction for another car lot to buy it, or something like that. And that's probably what's going to end up happening with this vehicle. Paint on the mirror still looks good. There's actually puddle lights up under here. So if we open up the door, well, they're not cutting on, but there is puddle lights under the mirror there. Probably on both sides. You know, the key, it's kind of like a smart key. You walk up and put your thumb right there and unlocks the vehicle. Still has a sunroof up top. Gas door is on the driver's side, of course. And then there's the rear end of the Lexus LS430. Pretty good looking, right? Yeah. Backup sensors in the back. Front sensors. It's hot and I got mosquitoes biting the crap out of me right now. And 2 horseflies hanging out there on that back bumper that keep flying around my head and popping me on my neck. Anyways, if one of them does that again, I'm probably going to end up killing it in just a second here. But yeah, it's got sensors in the front bumper and the back bumper and backup camera, so that's pretty sweet. Body on the vehicle is in great shape. Again, to be an 05, whoever owned this vehicle before really took pretty decent care of it. I don't see any major dent stings or even any major scratches on the vehicle's exterior. The only thing I noticed on the exterior that wasn't looking too good was on the other side. The black had started chipping and coming off right up in that area there. So anyways, that's the exterior. Let's go ahead and grab the keys out of the ignition real quick and pop the trunk and see what we got going on back there. So here's the keys to this 2005 Lexus right here. That's what it looked like back in 05, 13 years ago. Let's go ahead and hit our unlock button, make sure that's good. Man, I am definitely getting bit up today. I mean, these bugs and mosquitoes are flying around, ants on the ground. I think I picked the worst spot to probably review a car today. Wow. Anyways, hit this button here. Is this a power tailgate? Well, I did hear it click, but it did not open up. So the vehicle that we filmed last year, which I believe was the LS430 LWB, that had a little bit more luxury features on it, like a power trunk. When we opened it, it just opened right up. There was a button back there and all that. Not everybody needs a power trunk though, right? But definitely a lot of cargo space in the back of this vehicle. I mean, look at all the room you have. First aid kit, got a net there, a ski through the middle, and there's a tool kit right in there. Got a nice mat. Carpets are in good shape. Spare tire right up underneath with everything you need just in case something happens. So carpet right up in there as well. Keep it a little bit quieter in the cabin space. I think that's why all the manufacturers put a lot of carpet and stuff in the back of the trunk up there. It just, again, keeps it quieter inside the cabin. And you do got your latch right there. It's glow in the dark if you happen to get stuck inside the trunk for some odd reason. So I would say the paint's in pretty good shape, and if it actually does go through the detail department, gets washed and waxed and cleaned up, it's going to be an absolutely beautiful vehicle to see. When you lock the car, the mirrors fold right in just like that, and now you can get a good look at the puddle lights underneath because they're lit up, and you got puddle lights on both sides. We're going to go ahead and hop in on the inside here. Just do like that. Opens that right on up. You have your wood trim, your power windows, power door locks, power mirrors. Then you have your gray or quartz leather seating, which looks great. Again, these are the original seats in here, original leather from 2005. And man, the leather is really held up really nicely on a 13-year-old seat there. Power seat, power lumbar. Actually, that extends that out for some of y'all folks who got longer legs. And then lumbar support is right back here. Pretty nice. Let's go ahead and sit down inside the car, see what we got going on the cabin. So definitely a lot of leg room. If you're a little bit taller, this is a perfect vehicle for somebody that has got long legs. Nice and roomy. Let's get our sunglasses on for a minute. Let's crank this car up and see how the AC blows and all that while my phone continues to blurp at me from all my friends on YouTube that are commenting, liking, and subscribing. Thank you. So we do got wood trim up here. Cruise control. Yep, right there. I'm itching because ants have been biting me. Oh my Lord. This is a Monday morning, right? We're just getting started. There's your park brake right there. You pull that to release it. Here's your speedometer and your tachometer. As you can see, there's the exact mileage, 203,993. So like I said, over 200,000 miles, just a little bit over 200K. Here is your screen right there in 2005. Pretty simple for the most part, right? And let's look through this screen for a moment. Again, let's go back in time to the year 2005 and see what all you get going on in here for a car that's a little bit older compared to new cars, right? Has the technology really gotten that much better over the past 13 years? Well, probably so, but let's go ahead and take a look anyways. Bluetooth connection failed. Well, I wasn't trying to connect Bluetooth, but anyways, we're going to hit agree. And there's your map right there, as you can see. Now, do you think Lexus has a option of updating a map now in 2018? I don't know. It's a great question, because back then it was usually probably DVDs you put inside the vehicle to get those maps updated. You would order a new set of discs or whatnot. But anyways, you got your map right there. It'll say the street where we're at on Savannah Highway in Ravenel. Okay, let's hit menu, and there you go. Volume, user select, my place is set up. Let's go options, information, adjust clock, display, audio. So there's your presets in there, and sound, you got bass, mid, treble, front, all that good stuff. Okay, you can hit the OK button to go back out of there. So there's radio, and then you can actually do climate through here as well. So that's pretty much your basic features inside of the system here on the 2005 Lexus LS430. Not a whole lot of extras going on, but most cars, even in 2018, with some kind of screen or nav system or whatnot, they're probably going to have the same stuff that's inside of here, most likely, and they usually do. I film them all the time. There's not much difference, really. I mean, there may be some things that change ambient lighting, and now you have, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and just stuff like that, and built-in apps, and that's really where the major changes happened from this in 05 to what we have in 2018. But for the most part, this is really all you need, right? I mean, back in 05, this was technology that was just on point, and everybody loved it. And the main reason people wanted to buy a car that had a big screen inside of it was usually for the navigation. I mean, life just got so much better having navigation inside your vehicle. So that's pretty sweet. Let's hit the menu button real quickly, though, just to see what all is in the setup screen. Calibration, distance, estimated time, travel time, auto reroute. Auto voice guidance, you can turn that on. Voice guidance in all modes, notify traffic restrictions, intersections, street name, scroll map, function, show, POI, points of interest, and page 4. So you can change the colors around a little bit, map colors, and then map color night, and then screen animation is on. So anyways, that's just a brief look at the navigation system and everything in here for the year 2005. I mean, of course, we didn't get too in depth, but we did look at it, and I do think that's interesting to see compared to 2018. I wish I had a 2018 Lexus, and then we could do like a comparison between the two, but hey, I think y'all get the grip, and some of y'all may drive new Lexus vehicles or any new car that has something similar to this, and you already know the differences, and it's definitely an upgrade now compared to back then. But the technology and everything that you're getting inside the screen here is pretty good considering the year 2005. So moving forward, right, let's go ahead and take a look around. Here's your vents, here's your radio with tape deck. How about that? Pretty sweet. And it looks like it had AM and satellite radio even back in 2005. I think Sirius XM satellite radio was around, but I think Sirius was its own company and XM radio was its own company. They weren't merged together back in 2005. So if you wanted to listen to, let's say, Howard Stern, you would have to subscribe to Sirius Radio. 6-disc CD player right down here. Load all CDs in. Nowadays you just don't see 6-disc CD players at all. You definitely don't see tape decks. And you're not even really seeing CD players on cars in 2018, 2019 at all anymore. There still is some auto manufacturer brands out there that are putting CD players in their vehicles, but I really think that's just a waste of money putting a CD player in a car. Everything nowadays is transferred through your phone, Bluetooth, or through a USB cord, something like that. You did have heated and cooled seats back in 05, which was nice. A lot of cars, even still today, have heated seats, but don't have cooled seats, right? So, I mean, that was nice to have back in 05. And back in 2005, I really don't even remember hearing about cooled seats. And I worked for the Acura store back then. Again, heated seats were like, wow, I have heated seats. But they definitely didn't really rave about cooled seats all that much, or at least they didn't where I worked at. Nobody had it on Acuras. Do have right here an ashtray, and you'll have ashtrays even in the rear. And again, that's something you just don't see in 2018 is ashtrays in vehicles anymore. Now people are using vape pens and electronic cigarettes, so there's no more worrying about ashes, having to ash it out in the car. The wood trim looks nice. The cup holders, you press that in, they pop up right there. And there's your spot for your cup holders. And again, you have a arm rest, not a cup rest, right? I've been talking about that a lot lately on some of my reviews. A armrest versus a cup rest, and I'll show you what we're talking about when we get into the back of the car. But there's your storage. You even got a little ambient light in there, which is nice. Again, a lot of vehicles don't even have a light inside of the junk drawer in their vehicle in 2018. And you got a 12 volt. I did not understand why this feature was particularly right there. You know, you would think that feature would be either down there somewhere or on that side. So I don't really understand why it's over here on the left-hand side of your body to move the seat forward and back. What I can only assume is that since this is a bigger sedan, not Lexus's largest sedan, but a big sedan, I can only assume that for the people that are sitting in the back there, they have the option to put their hand right here and move this seat up a little bit for leg room. Again, if you were going to be chauffeured around town and you had someone driving you around town, if you lived that kind of lifestyle, then nobody would probably be sitting right here, and you could just kind of do like that and give yourself more leg room, right? Because you're sitting right back here and your driver's where I'm at. So that's really why I think that is right there. I can't come up with any other reason why they would have the switches right here, because it just doesn't seem like the best spot for someone that's actually sitting in the seat. But we're going to go around that side here in a minute and see if they actually have those same, you know, positions and everything with buttons over there, and then see if it has it on double. And then that will tell me if that is for what we just talked about. Up top here, you do have sunglass holders with some nice felt lining in there. Okay. You know, today's sunglasses that people wear are pretty big. As you can see, even just these right here, pretty decent sized sunglasses. I don't think sunglasses back in the early 2000s, well, they probably did have big sunglasses, but let's see if they fit in there without, well, actually they do. How about that? That's interesting. So they actually do fit in, well, actually they don't. Okay, so the sunglasses are in. They don't fit. I would end up breaking my glasses trying to do that. So even though they fit in there like that, they still don't fit when you go to close it. So you got to have some pretty tiny glasses to sit in there, or some that just fold down nice and flat. There's your lights, your sunroof, your vanity with your nice decent sized light. I like how Lexus gives you a bigger light right here. A lot of auto manufacturers don't really even put much of a light in there at all. That's pretty bright, and again, that's helpful for the ladies doing makeup or whatnot. And you got it on both sides. Okay, not too bad. Let's go take a look at the rear and see what's going on in the back of this car. All right, everybody, let's go take a look and see what we got going on the passenger side. Now, we talked about those buttons on the seat a minute ago, so let's see if those buttons are on this side over here. Well, I'll be doggone it. I can't get in the car right now because the door is locked. So that's interesting, right? Let's go ahead and hit the unlock button. I guess, you know, the car's cranked up. Let's go ahead and hit unlock. All right, it should be opened up now. Yeah. All right, let's go back over there. I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch this video. You know, I didn't understand why so many people watched my previous Lexus video, but I definitely did just step into an ant pile, and that may be the reasoning on why my legs are getting bit so much, is because there's so many ant piles back here. So, before we do this next part of the review, let's hop back in and drive the car up some, man, because this isn't working out too good today, is it? I have been bitten by ants. I've had horse flies flying around, biting me on my neck, and I'm just not feeling too good right now, you know? It's not the most comfortable thing to deal with while you're trying to review a car, but I guess that's what happens when you review vehicles out in the country, right? We're not reviewing a truck right now, we're reviewing a luxurious Lexus. Ooh. So this review probably needs to be done in the city somewhere, right? Maybe. All right, let's go ahead and open this door and get the camera off me and look down here. All right, so let's take a look, right? So these buttons, what do? Well, the ones over there move the seat up and back, and then they took this and went up and like that, right? So let's see if that works over here. Well, yeah, look at that. There's that, and then this button does that. So you're doubling up on your buttons. You got the same exact button controls and features that you have up there. So that tells me that is for the person sitting in the rear of the vehicle. So, hey, since we're talking about it, why not get back here and see what that is all about? Well, I'm 6'1", 215, and plenty of legroom. I mean, look at that. That's a lot of space there, right? I mean, Shaquille O'Neal could probably sit back here and get comfortable. I mean, if I can do it, he could do it, right? Well, he's 7 foot. That might be a little different. Probably not. Shaquille O'Neal probably not too comfortable back here. But yeah, that's what it's got to be for. If you're being chauffeured around, your driver's right there driving you to your business meetings and whatever's going on, you can just grab there and push that up like that and get that thing right on up out of your way, right? Speaker wise, you got tweeters in here and great system in here. You got Mark Levinston, right? I think I'm saying that right. I really screwed it up and hacked his name up last time on the video. Mark Levinson. Levinson? I think so. Livingston? No, there's no T in it. Levinson. Mark Levinson. Levinson. I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comment section, but it's Levinson. It's L-E-V I-N-S-O-N. Oh, I guess y'all can't see it. My camera's all blurred out. But Mark Levinson. So anyways, up top here, you definitely got your little mirrors and a massive light there. Hey, everybody, do a little makeup. You got that exact thing on this side, still working great. Handles to hold the heck on when going around corners, because you know if you're being chauffeured around and there's someone behind you, like in the movies, and they're like, hey, Mr. Dolbear, we got somebody tailing us for the last couple miles. All right, it's time to get in beast mode and go around corners. So, you're going to be holding on pretty tight while trying to get away from the IRS or the bill collector or whoever's coming after you. So you got wood trim back here. Of course, you're going to have ashtrays so you could sit back here and, oh, man, smoke your cigarettes and smoke your cigars. You got a spot to ash in right there. Windows, one touch up and down. How about that? One click of the button. That's luxury in its finest by Lexus. Very nice. And very comfortable, leather, kind of plushy looking, right? This is that creme de la creme, that cream of the crop. More storage down here. You can throw your 9mm, your Glock, or a can of mace or pepper spray down there, or maybe a little pen to write a check to, hey, Charleston Car Videos, here's $10,000 for just being a great YouTuber. Thank you, YouTube. That would be nice, wouldn't it? We could use it right now. Anyways, we definitely got rooms for tablets, maps, and iPads. Back in 2005, probably not iPads and tablets, probably more like, Motor Trend magazine, maybe, one of those cool magazines people like to read, right? You got rear air vents right there. You got a little cigarette lighter down here. Very nice. Someone told me on a comment yesterday that I did not demonstrate the light inside of the cigarette lighter. Again, I don't know if he commented on this particular video that I did. I did a little short video last week, but he said there was a light inside of the cigarette lighter that would you could use in the car to see, like a little LED light. Well, I don't think it was on this particular car. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go look up there and see if there's a little light like he was talking about. Other than that, very comfortable in the back. Massive armrest. I mean, that is a armrest, y'all, not a cup rest. What's a cup rest? A cup rest is basically an armrest that has cup holders on the top or right here. Not very comfortable for you. So again, a luxury vehicle that the manufacturer knows people are going to be sitting in the back and really just relaxing and enjoying their ride, is going to have a arm rest, and then the cups can go right here. Okay, you can put your cups there. You got rear heated seats, very nice. Some storage here, and there you go. You do have a little visor back there so the sun doesn't bake in on you too much. I would advise getting the windows tinted. That would look nice, having some nice window tint. I think the only feature I noticed it doesn't have any little visors or any kind of shades right here. Some have them right here. I remember the Acura RL in 2005 had some nice little shades right there. So you got it in the back, but not on the sides. Other than that, very roomy interior, a lot of headroom, a lot of leg room, and just even though it's the year 2018 right now, going into 2019 in January, this is still a beautiful sedan in 2005. And there's a lot of people out there that are probably watching this video right now that would just love to have this car. So from the research I did online, this vehicle back in 2005, it was a $50,000+ vehicle. Now I don't know the exact amount for this one, but it was a vehicle that sold from anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000, depending on features and packages and trim levels and all of that. So $53,000 I think is what I saw online for a vehicle just like this. Today, being in 2018 with 200,000 miles on it, I talked to a wholesaler that stopped by that was considering buying this vehicle. He said this car, after being cleaned up and get a quick safety inspection and oil change and all that, probably would sell on a car lot for around $13,900, right around there. So really, realistically here, 13 years later, this car still brings a pretty decent amount of money to the table. So 13, 14 grand retail with 200,000+ miles. You know, these Lexuses, they seem to last forever. I mean, Japanese made, Toyota, you know, they just run and run and run. The paint guy over there was telling me earlier, he has a 1997 Lexus LS, and he says that that car now has over 300,000 miles. It sits in his garage. He drives it a couple times a week, and still a great car, even though it has extremely high mileage. So anyways, if you're interested in buying this car, it's still available at the car lot here. I don't know how much longer, but probably for the next couple days. We do have a hurricane coming on Thursday, Hurricane Florence, so the car might be here the next week or two. But anyways, if you're interested, give the dealership a call. It's ravenelford.com. Visit them online, let them know you're interested in the vehicle, and see what the price may be. Thank you. All right, everybody, I know there's a lot of y'all that are going to want to see a test drive of this vehicle. So, with no further ado, let's hop in and let's take it out for a quick ride. I hope y'all ready for this. Let's see what 290 horsepower, 320 foot-pounds of torque feels like on the Lexus LS430 after having 200,000 miles on it, right? It should still do pretty good. It's a nice car. And, you know, they used to tell me back in the day when I worked for the Acura store, people used to say, technicians would say this, they would say, you know, a Honda, Acura, Toyota, Lexus, any of these Japanese vehicles, Subaru, you know, 100,000 miles on these cars is usually like just breaking them in, right? 100,000 miles, that's breaking that motor in. It's good to go. So with that being said, let's see how 200,000 miles feels. All right, everybody, we're on our test drive right now in the Lexus LS430. We're gonna take it down this highway here and see how she rides. Yeah, so it is rear-wheel drive. This vehicle gets around 23 on the highway, I think around 16 in the city for average combined of 18 mile per gallon. So I guess it's pretty decent fuel economy, 23, 18, I don't know, you know, it'd be nice to have a little bit closer to 30 miles to the gallon, but again, you're talking about a big Lexus. So anyways, it's kind of understandable on the fuel economy. But yeah, rear-wheel drive, again, 320 foot-pounds of torque and 280 horsepower. Now, who knows if the vehicle still has that much torque and horsepower all these years later, right? I mean, again, that was the specifications when it was a brand new vehicle. With the wear and tear on the engine and just, you know, all that, with 200,000 miles, I don't know if you're going to have that much still sitting there behind the wheel when we mash it down here in a few minutes. But as soon as we get up over here past these railroad tracks, we'll turn it around and we'll give it a little test. Let's see how the suspension feels going over the railroad tracks. Come to a stop. Pretty smooth. So the suspension still feels really good all these years later. So that's nice. Definitely a nice driving vehicle. And And here's our backup camera. And not a whole lot of traffic now on the highway, which is nice. All right, once we get back over the railroad tracks, we'll give it a little push and see how she feels. Well, somebody shot that stop sign up, didn't they? All right, we'll come to a stop right here, and then we'll give it a little, let's drop our windows down so we can hear the engine. Let's see how the V8 feels. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Wow. That was nice. So, I mean, still a lot of power behind the wheel. Felt good, it's smooth. Yeah, last time I did a video on the Lexus LS430, I talked about no torque steer. Everybody's like, dude, there's no torque steer on a rear-wheel drive vehicle, man. Totally screwed that one up, you know? I didn't realize that it was rear-wheel drive. I just figured it was a front-wheel drive vehicle because I was so used to, back in the day, reviewing these Acuras, the TLs, and all that kind of stuff. I just assumed that the Lexus was a front-wheel drive vehicle. But no, these are rear-wheel drive. And yeah, no torque steer at all. Yeah, let's get a little more gas, see how we're feeling at a roll and start. Feels good, the engine sounds good. It's not a very loud motor. It's just a nice, solid exhaust kind of feel. You can hear it coming out the back. You hear more engine though than you do exhaust. But it's basically what I'm trying to get at here, because I'm freaking mumbling around right now, ranting, is that it's a nice feel when hitting the gas down. Let's try that again. It just, I mean, it accelerates so smooth. You know, it's not like jumping out there or any kind of jerking going on. It's just a nice, smooth feel, which I like. I really do. I like that. It definitely, you know, it definitely has the power that, you know, if you feel like you need to use some power because someone's hauling butt behind you, or you're pulling out of a, you know, street going onto the interstate or whatever, it definitely has what you need. Definitely gonna fly past that that tractor. So, and it's a nice luxury vehicle, you know. Even to be an 05 in 2018, it feels good behind the wheel of the Lexus. I like it. I like the wood trim. It feels good on my hands. Just a nice riding car. That's all there is to it. And probably a great vehicle to buy. There's old Cadillac DeVille over there, probably similar in year, for $3,400. You know, this is gonna withhold, and it's gonna just hold up a lot better than an 05 Cadillac DeVille would. You know, just something about American vehicles. You know, trucks are great, and you know, it's just something about American sedans back in the 2000s. They just don't seem to hold up and last as long as a car like this would. It's just something different about the engineering and the craftsmanship of a Lexus. It's nice. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video today with the Lexus LS430. Of course, I've done better videos before. I don't know, today I just wasn't really into it as much. Damn, I even got the hiccups. I was getting bit by bugs. But we'll post the video anyways. You know, the main thing is you got to see the car, you got to see me driving it, feel it, hear it, and I mean, and got my opinion on it. I think that's the main thing. And I think it's a great car. So if you're a person out there looking to buy an older Lexus, I would suggest so. I would say, yeah, go find yourself one, you know? If you want to buy an older car because you like the older body style of the vehicles, or just in general, I mean, it's a great vehicle to buy. If you don't have a whole lot of money to blow, but you want a nicer car, you know, this would be a good one to go out there and find. If you got 10 to 15 grand, you know, people will say, you just can't, you know, you can't find all of that decent of a car for that price range, but you can, okay? And not everybody wants to drive an old Honda Civic or an old Ford Focus or something like that, you know? For 10 grand, even less than that, you can find you an old, decent car that may have high mileage on it, but will run a long time, as you can see with this. I mean, I would feel extremely confident buying this car and driving it every day. I mean, right now, I could take this car home to my family and drive it every single day and feel pretty confident about it. I mean, get an oil change, do a little basic maintenance tune-up. This car still probably put 200, 300,000 miles on it and keep on running. So it's a nice car. It's a nice quality vehicle. And if I had the money, I'd buy it right now. I really do. I really would. This is a nice car. I like it. It's definitely a lot better than what I'm driving now. So anyways, go out there and find you an old Lexus and buy one. This one's available. You can buy this one right here if you're watching the video at the right time frame. But after 90 days, you can probably imagine this car will be gone. So either it'll sell or we'll send it to an auction or a wholesaler. That's just what the car lots do. You know, no matter how much people like to see cars and this, that, and the other online, the car dealership's main focus is getting rid of these cars, flipping them and selling them. So anyways, have a great day, everybody. God bless you. We'll see you soon.